Kristin Chenoweth. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am so good now that I'm talking to you. I have to let you know, I'm sure you treat every interviewer differently, and I need to let you know off the top that I am a theater nerd, born and bred, and musical junkie, so just know we're on the same page.
We're from the same planet. Yay.
Exactly. Kristin, I am so excited, for one, that the people of Billings get to see you live, but also, I don't know, how many shows you're doing, how much you're paying attention to venues, but the theater that you were performing in here in Billings, I have worked in before. It is like a crown jewel of performing arts for our community, and it has been completely remodeled, and you are the first big show to get to perform in the new version of this beautiful theater.
What? Oh, I hope people will come out for it. That's going to be a special event.
Absolutely.
That is like getting all made new again, and I can't imagine. There's lots of, I'm sure, as you can imagine, talk in my business as to whether we should continue performing, and I am of the ilk that we should, that we need it now more than ever, and as long as we're doing it as safe as we know how and as possible, then I think we should. And not all of my fellow artists feel the same, but that's my stance on it, and I can't believe I'll get to be there during a time when this is like starting fresh.
Exactly.
For y'all,
it's a total fresh new start there. For people that don't know much about the show and just know that you're coming, I think a lot of people just hear Kristin Chenoweth, I'll buy tickets, but tell people a little bit what the evening's going to look like. What are people in for?
Well, first of all, they're going to be in for a fun night because I don't know any other way to do it. We're going to have two background singers, and we're putting on our full show that I was abruptly stopped during tour. It's called For the Girls, and it's a record I did right when COVID hit, and it's honoring all the female singers that I've loved, from Dinah Washington to Eva Cassidy to Dolly Parton to Carole King, and then of course everything else is thrown in between at the kitchen sink. And one of the things I love to do, Jay, in my concert is I love to do all different kinds of music: country, pop, opera, music theater, and there's got to be something for everybody. Is what I like to say. But it's just my time to get to, and believe me, I haven't been out there either. This will be my second real show, and I'm excited. I've never been to Montana, never been.
You're going to love it. I have a feeling, we might have to start Broadway 2.0 out here in Montana, and you lead the charge, and this is the new Broadway of the West.
Fine. I'm ready. I think it's great. I've never been, and everybody keeps saying you're going to want to move there. So, I can't wait. Is there any local restaurants I should definitely get to while I'm there?
Oh, we will give you the list, too. You tell us what type of food, and we will let you know for sure. I also want to make your day, though, because I'm sure this is a sweet compliment here. Somebody on our app said, everybody's saying how much they love you, they want to go to the show, they want to meet you, big fans, but I thought this was very sweet. Someone said, my 9-year-old loves Kristin so much, she tells me, quote, Mommy, she looks like magic. Isn't that the sweetest? You look like magic to that kid.
I can't. That's honestly the best compliment I've ever gotten. Seriously, who said it? Do we know?
We don't. Our app has just randomly generated people here, but hopefully, hopefully that 9-year-old will get to be at the show there. But we do, honestly, you may be surprised by the food scene here in Montana. We have many great microbreweries and bars if you're into drinks, and also just a pretty diverse and good selection of food right in the downtown area where the theater is and probably where you'll be staying. So you'll be in for a treat.
I can't wait. And you've worked there, so you know how special the venue is. And I just really, I do like to use singers locally, so I'll use a few of those as well, and I'll have a surprise guest come up from the audience. I love doing this stuff because it takes us out of our normal, look, let's just say this. I know it's morning time, we're all cheery and happy, but we've been through a lot. Mm-hmm. And anytime we can choose to have fun, which I promise this show will be, then I think we should make that choice.
Absolutely, and this is going to be such a fun way to just celebrate and let loose and enjoy, and they're taking safety very seriously. They've got the after party. I mean, this is just going to be a full-on event. So, of course, get your tickets. You can check out the Alberta Bair website. This is all happening September 18th. It's going to be amazing. On a side note, though, I want to let you know, and I want to know how much you enjoyed it. I loved Schmigadoon. I thought everything about it was fantastic. How?
Because you love theater, then you love Schmigadoon, you know. And even if you don't, you still like Schmigadoon. People loved it.
That's what I wanted to know, because we're different. We're a different breed of people, Kristin, as you know. So I thought you and I, every single scene, I could liken to another musical I'd seen, and I'm like, oh, this is almost like that choreography from this, or this song reminds me of this, and I could connect it all to other shows. And I wondered, do you think people that are not as into musical theater as you and I are enjoy the show as much as we did?
I'll tell you this: my brother is not of our tribe. Okay. Which is really funny. We are very close. He's a chemical engineer, and he's been there a lot for me, but he is not a lover of music theater. Which, pearl clutch. I just grab my pearls every time. I'm like, what are you talking about? But he likes Schmigadoon. And I just think the key is that Keegan-Michael Key is the star, and his character doesn't like music theater. So they did something smart by casting a person, making up a role that has that embedded in it already. So half the audience is Keegan's character. Oh. And that's why I think people related to it. Like, yeah, people open up their mouths and sing, and it's, look at this ridiculousness. And maybe they start thinking of musical theater as in a different way, is what I hope, too. But it's still an $8 billion business, so it's doing all right.
Yeah. You do. We'll do okay with our theater here. But you do
That's right.
everything. For people that don't know, of course, you do Broadway. Of course, you do TV appearances. You do your shows. Movies, national champions coming up, which I want to let you know, it may be a little too late now that you've already done it, but J.K. Simmons of the film went to school here and lived in Montana for a long time.
What?
Yes, we've had him on the show before. He is a Missoula, Montana guy here, but his parents taught at the college, and he went to university here.
Oh, my gosh. I had no idea. I'm going to text him as soon as we hang up.
Yeah, he did. He also, you'll love this, too. He did regional theater here as well back in the day. He did, like, the little, summer stock theater here in Montana back when he was in college.
Oh, my gosh, JK. He can't give me any crap from being from Oklahoma.
Exactly, yeah. He's got roots here. Well, tell us a little bit about the film.
You know what I love about this movie? It's a play first. You think you're going to get a ton of action shots, and you do. It's a football film. But it's really about the boosters of the college teams and what impact they have on the players financially. And the question hangs in the air of, do these kids get hurt and continue on and not say anything and not get paid, or do they get paid for their image and likeness and everything else while they're in school? Now, some people say they're on, like I went to school on a scholarship for music and dance. Some would say, well, any injuries you obtained during that time was on you because you're there learning. I kind of have both opinions. Because I was injured in college, and that's an injury I have to watch throughout my career. I don't know how I feel about it. That's the interesting thing. I walked into the movie thinking I knew how I felt about it, and I walked out thinking, I don't know. Maybe I think they should be paid.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
That's what's great. I mean, you get to watch the movie and kind of, have a little internal debate with yourself. So we're definitely going to look forward to that one. My producer's wife wanted me to pass on a message to you. She said, I'm very sorry for chasing you through the Salt Lake City hotel lobby about 2 years ago, but I wanted to tell you that I love you, and the Wicked soundtrack is my road trip stay awake playlist. But she's apologizing for that.
Tell her no apologizing needed. If music can't bring you up out of a funk or give you, some fun during a car trip, then I don't know what can. I'm thrilled. And I do remember her. I believe there was a Starbucks in the hotel. And I'm at the Starbucks, and nobody's there. Like, it's pretty light morning. And if it's who I think it is, she came over to me. And maybe with her daughter. I can't remember. But yeah, I was in Utah, yeah. That's crazy.
I love it. Speaking of daughters and kids and stuff, obviously a lot of people probably look up to you and wish they could do what you do someday. What advice, obviously we can talk a little about your Broadway boot camp, but what advice do you have for young people that want to get into the entertainment business, want to perform?
I'd say do a play, start there. If you still want to do a play, if you still like it, do another play. And as time goes on, you have this one question to ask yourself a lot. And it's one that I ask myself today, even. If at any point, if you can see yourself doing something else and being happy about it, then go do that other thing. Because this business is very difficult, demanding, and it's like a child. It demands everything from you. But if you cannot see yourself doing anything else and being happy, then by all means, go for it, and don't let anybody else tell you can't.
Mm-hmm. And I love it, too, the advice I give people. Everybody wants to start at the top. They're like, oh, I want to I want to act. Let me go try out for Hamilton on Broadway. Or, oh, I want to act. Let me be in Kristin's next movie with her. You've got to start at the bottom, and you've got to be okay with that. You've got to go do some community theater. You've got to do some regional theater. You got to, maybe you get your big break sooner than others, but you don't just walk into this business at the top. At least most people don't. You got to work your butt off to get to where you are in your career.
I'm really glad you said that, because a lot of kids ask me how to become famous, and I say I don't know. I know how to become good, though, at what you love to do, but I don't know how to become famous. So if you want to do that, go ask somebody else.
Mm-hmm. You do the work, and the results are whatever they are, and luckily for you,
that's exactly right.
The results have been very, very good. So was this the goal when you started out? Was it anything in theater? Was it musical theater? I mean, what was your specific goal in entertainment when you were starting out, Kristin?
It's so funny. I always thought music theater, and my debut on Broadway was in a play. It was in Moliere's Script Pen, and that's especially to any young artists who are listening to your show right now. I don't want any of y'all to put yourself in a box. I don't want any of you to think because I look or sound a certain way, I have to play a certain thing. No. There are no more rules. You can do and play anything. So we are the ones that put constraints on us. And there's just no constraints. You've got to trust with yourself. Take a bet on yourself.
Exactly. Hey, you bet big, and you're winning big. What else is happening? We've covered a lot of it. The show here in Billings, it's for the girl. And I want to clarify, too, with for the girls in the title here, obviously us theater people know that doesn't mean it's not for the men. But just to clarify, it is for all genders, and they will all enjoy it just as much, correct?
Absolutely. It's not just for the women. I think the men might even like it better. How's that?
Exactly. So we got that. Of course, we've got Schmigadoon that people should definitely check out on Apple TV+. Plus. We've got National Champions coming out. What else is happening in life? What other Chenoweth projects should we look forward to, or what else should we download or check out or buy? How can we support you more?
Thank you for asking that. In mid-October, I have a Christmas album coming out. And I did this with lots of love. I did it in Nashville last spring with everybody in a separate room and masked up. And there we were in the studio still making music. And I love all my albums. Dolly says she loves all of her children, just some better than others. And I understand what she means. She calls all of her albums her children. For the girls, that one was a hard one because of the pandemic. But soon came to understand that was just a small problem in our world, in my world. Everything else was so much bigger. People's lives were at stake. But for the girls, it's just my chance to get to pick up where I left off. I was only in month 2 of a tour. So I'm bringing this show. It is not just me getting up there in a pretty gown and singing. I'm bringing a show to Billings.
It's coming. She's bringing it. You guys get your tickets. Once in a lifetime experience, unless you can afford to go to Broadway in her next project if she gets back there. But follow Kristin Chenoweth on social media. Check out all of her projects. If she's in something, it's going to be good. Trust me on that one. But see her September 18th at the Alberta Bair Theater when she is here with her crew performing live and getting us all on the right page. Kristin Chenoweth, I love you. I love your work. It has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time for us today. Well, can't wait to see you in Montana.
You too, and thank you so much for a great interview, and I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.